Today's class is a Friday class, so I think we're going to take it just a little slower, a little more easy, doing a lot of mindful movement and flowing with the breath. So we're just moving, one movement with the breath, one with an inhale, one with the exhale. Go ahead and make your way to the back of your chair. I always like to start in that more relaxed state to give ourselves time to center. And then once you sit all the way back, feel the back support you, the back of your chair support your back, and let yourself move around a little here. And maybe you let your shoulders move a little, your head move around a little. As you kind of tune into your body, noticing what's actually asking for that. Maybe it's hands or feet. You can choose any of that. Then bringing your hands to your lap, we'll take a little small centering. So we're just bringing the hands off the lap and then bringing them down. Follow your own breath. Don't worry what the breath does, but if you can, you're going to inhale with the hands coming up and exhale with the hands coming back down. Good. And just going at your own pace, lifting and then releasing. And at some point, we may want to play with turning the palms up and then bringing the palms back down. And then just taking two more. Maybe the arms even come out a little wider. And come back down. And open it up. And then bring it down. Keep your hands down. Feel your feet connecting to the ground. Feel the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, the heels. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Two more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a big sigh. And then one more time. Pause for a moment. If you feel like closing your eyes, you can. There's nothing you need to do with the breath here. Just notice that it happens on its own. But bring your awareness in towards your body and just notice what parts of your body are talking to you. What's asking for some love and some help today. And gently opening the eyes. Good. Start to bring the shoulders up. Inhale, exhale, release. Again, inhale up, exhale, release. This time we go up, inhale, and then roll them back and down. And just finding that one more time, up, and then back, and then down. Good. And then while we're here, we'll just stretch out one leg, bring it forward, point and flex through the ankle. And then rotate the ankle. And go the other way. And then with that right leg extended, see how it feels just to bring the left arm forward, maybe palm forward. And just feeling the two of those connected. And then release down. All right, left leg, we're just stretching it out, reaching out through the heel, point and flex through the ankle. And then rotate the ankle around one direction. And then the other direction. And then as you really push out through the heel, draw the toes back, take the right hand forward as if you were saying stop with your hand and your foot at the same time. Good. And then release. All right. And then just both legs, stretching as much as they can, reaching up, reaching through the crown of your head at the same time, and then taking both arms forward. And then choosing, maybe you want to come up higher or not. Choosing, seeing what your shoulders tell you here. Take a big inhale here. Exhale with a big sigh. Release down. All right, begin to scoot forward in your chair so your back is no longer against the back of the chair. You're using your own back muscles to hold yourself up. And then we'll start to roll right shoulder around a few times. And then left shoulder around a few times. And then alternating right and left. And right and left. And you might start to notice that you may even twist a little if you wanted to as you go one direction and the other. Good. And then go the other direction. So you're going up and forward and then up and forward, almost like you were swimming, like you're doing that American crawl. And the first way was like a backstroke, right? All right. And then bringing the shoulders down. Good. And just kind of doing a little shrug and a release. Let's move into the neck, letting the right ear lean to the right side. Feel the stretch on the left side of the neck. And then with an inhale, bring the head back up and over to the left, stretching through the right side. Continuing 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, exhale over. Last time, each direction. You'd find your range. Maybe you find that each time you go a little further, or maybe you just say, hey, I need to take a break from this. And then bring your head back to neutral, drawing the chin back. We're going to just turn to the right and center, and then the left and center. Now, if you take your right shoulder up and back, now turn your head to the right and see if your range changed here. Adding our shoulder or upper back to the twist, and then bring the head back, shoulder back, and then left shoulder up and down and back. Now look over your left shoulder, letting your upper body give you a little more range of motion, and then bring it back to center. One more twist. This time we're going to let the left hand go to the right, and then we let that right shoulder roll down and back as we look over to the right. So pause here. We're in a twist that is from the whole spine. Take an extra breath. Inhale. And with your exhale, you're taking your head forward and then releasing your twist. Nice. Now the right hand is going to go to the left shoulder up and down and back, and starting to reach back as you look over your left shoulder. Again, be taking an extra inhale here and an exhale. And use your inhale to bring your head forward, and then the rest of your body. Nice job. Take some circles, move your whole body around. And if you find a spot that you like, it's okay to pause there for a moment and just feel that part of the body. Good. And if you're circling, just pause and go the other direction. And then as we come back to center, let that circular motion also happen through a gentle movement through the neck, as if you were drawing the letter O with your nose. A few times one direction, and then switching to go the other way. Good. Bring your head back to neutral. Good job. All right, let's continue with our spinal movement. So I'm going to invite you to come into cactus arms for this one. If your arms get tired, feel free to bring your elbows down, or even just bring your hands to prayer. Okay, so I'm going to give you a choice here. So coming into cactus, we're going to inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, come back up, and then over to the left. Back to center, twist to the right. Inhale, back, and exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center, elbows reach back as the shoulders draw back, the chest reaches forward. And exhale, round as the elbows come closer together. Taking that cat-cow movement one more time. Inhale, shoulders expand, chest expands, shoulders back. Exhale, round. Good. And then come back to upright, relax the arms, shake them out. Let them flip side to side or back to forward. Bringing somebody else into the class. Good. So we're just kind of flowing and putting all of our spinal movements together. All right. Well, let's come back to that in a bit, but first let's warm up the hips. So let's do right knee into chest, lifting it up, front of the knee, back of the knee, wherever you'd like to hold it. Sometimes you can hold onto your pants and bring it up. And then just let you start it to rock right and left, right and left. If holding it up high starts to become very tiring, you can just bring your foot down and let the knee come in and out. So I'm going to give you lots of options here. And then if you would, when it comes to center, let the left hand draw it in and feel that stretch across the right hip. It's not just the hip, but it should release a little bit in that low back area toward that SI joint. Good. And then holding the back of the right thigh, we're going to do 3 kicks. 1, 2, 3, and down. Yay. Good. I can see your feet. You can see my feet. That's good. It's fine. All right. Other side. Left knee in. Good. And then just letting it rock side to side. Remembering you can do it holding different places. And then again, if it's tiring, you just bring your foot down and bring the knee in and out. So choosing any of those things. And then the next time the knee comes to center, right hand hugs it in toward the center. Just noticing how that feels. Take both hands underneath that left leg, 3 kicks. 3, 2, 1, and release. Take it out. Yeah, some of you can kick up high. I'm not kicking so high today. All right. And then moving into our ankles, I'm going to change my camera angle just a little bit so you can see my feet a little bit more. We're going to do a little memory work here, or not memory, but coordination. So lift toes, lift ankles, lift toes, lift ankles. All right, you've got that one, right? I think we played this one with this one before. And then try right heel, left toes, and left heel, right toe. I'm just kind of going alternating side to side. You got the paddle, right? Okay. All right. And then we're going to do the hand. Same hand comes up with the toe. And then switch. And then switch. And then switch. Good. And then the hands do something else. Open and close. Yeah, it's a little harder. Now, if you've ever played like a musical instrument, maybe you're really good at this. All right, and then just letting that go, tap out the feet, shake out the hands. Good job. All right, I like to take water breaks, so I'm going to offer that time now to take a little water break. And I want to show you something I just did that's not really a good idea. Did you notice when I went to get my water, I went like this? Not the best idea. So especially if you tend to have a little problem with balance, when you have something way off to the side, it's better to take one foot over, reach for it, and come up, okay? So I try to set it a good example, but sometimes I get a little lazy. Because what if I fell out of my chair here? That could be a big problem. Okay. So we've warmed up our feet, our knees, and our hips. I think we did all of our waist, our shoulders, so we're kind of ready for our sun salutation. So what I'm going to do is show you a sun salutation I learned, and it may be different than something you've done before. I don't really know. So I'm just going to show you as we go through it. So sit up tall. Press down through your feet, feel your shoulders in line with your hips and your ears in line with your shoulders. And we're going to start with arms down. And with an inhale, arms are coming up. And with an exhale, hands come to heart. Inhale, open it out to cactus shape. Lean to the right. Inhale to center, lean to the left. Come back to center, press your hands into your thighs, push away, straighten your arms, and then bend your elbows back so that you're bringing your chest closer to your thighs. Then slowly draw the chest forward, shoulders back into a little bit of a cobra pose. And then release that down. You can come into a forward fold. Maybe your hands slide down. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, back down. Take the arms out and then come all the way up. Hands to heart. Good. So that's the most recent Sun salutation I've learned. It includes a little cobra, which is nice because I don't know about you, but I'm not doing many push-ups these days. So it's kind of fun to do the push-ups using your hands on your thighs, bending the elbows back. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see we're pushing away and we're bending and coming back. So you're using a little bit of arm strength there. And then what we're adding too as we come forward is that the chest scoops forward and we look forward. So we have a little bit of a cobra going. And then we go down to forward bend. All right, so let's start from the beginning again. All right, so mountain pose, seated mountain pose. Good spine, good posture, arms down by the sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Open it up to cactus. Lean to the right. Back to center, over to the left. Coming back up, bring your hands to your thighs, push away, and then bend the elbows, hinge forward. Inhale, scoop the chest forward, look forward, baby cobra. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, back to forward bend. Take your time. Hands can be on thighs or you can sweep the arms out and up as we come all the way back up. And hands to heart. Ooh, good job. We're going to in between. So we're going to do maybe one more. I don't know. Does anybody want to hold up their fingers to say if they want to do one or two or three more of them? How many? 1, 2. All right, I'm seeing 2. Okay, let's do 2 more. But in between, we're going to do a little chair pose. This is one like we did on Wednesday. Imagine that block between your thighs, drawing the thighs towards each other. You can even let your knees and toes touch and feel that connection of the inner thighs. And then hinge at the hips. Hands can be on thighs. Maybe we reach the arms forward. Good. So from there, if you can, lift your toes. Good. And then bring the toes down, release the arms, bring your feet back to hip width. All right, next round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Open out to cactus. Lean to the right. Back to center, lean to the left. Back to center, release, bring the arms out, push away, and then bend the elbows, come down. As you inhale, draw the chest forward into baby cobra. Exhale, down to forward bend. Inhale, come up halfway, feel the spine get long. Exhale, back down. Reverse, arms sweep up, come all the way up. Hands to heart. Good. Before we finish our last one, we're going to sit up tall, lean back, bring the arms forward. And this time we're going to lift the heels. Just feeling a little bit of a boat pose. And now bring the heels down and come finishing with the last one. Inhale up and then hands to heart. Open it up to the right, center, and to the left. Back to center, pushing away your push-up, and then bringing your chest down. Into cobra, chest forward, look up forward, and then forward bend. Halfway up, and down. And last time, coming all the way up in our sun salutation, and bringing our hands to heart. It's a good time to pause. You can close your eyes. Just notice how you feel after following. I think we did 4 sun salutations total. Maybe your heart rate is a little different, or you just notice your breath a little differently. And then open the eyes, relax the arms. Yay, good job. Pretty good. All right. So moving the right leg over to the right. I like to just lift the heel and bring the knee in and out so you can start to get a sense of how that feels in your groin, in your back, wherever you notice it, maybe even in your foot, okay? And then we're going to keep that right leg out to the right side. All right, so this is first option, just right leg off to the side, left leg forward. So the second option would be to stretch out the left leg diagonally, but just make sure that's working for your body, okay? All right, and let's just keep it very simple. And you can find something in between too. There's nothing wrong with adjusting that. So we're going to set this up for our warrior two. With warrior two, our hips are facing forward, our shoulders are facing forward. And then we take the arms and bring them out, palms down. Good. And then just shrug the shoulders up and then release them back down. So we know that we're not using our neck too much for this. And looking over your right hand, turn your right palm up. And then with an inhale, right arm comes up, left hand comes down. It may be on the chair or your leg in our peaceful warrior. And then back to warrior two. Now the right hand ends on the right thigh, or you might find you can bring your forearm to the thigh as we lean to that right side. And now the left hand has the option of being on the shoulder or reaching up. Good, and that's our side angle. So let's repeat that. Reverse and side angle. And one more time, reverse. And you can always do hands to shoulders too. And side angle. Good. Then come back out to warrior two. Relax the arms, step the left foot forward. Stretch out the right leg. We're going to do our triangle from here. The back of the right hand is on the inside of the right thigh. And you're going to use that to press in a little bit so you feel a little bit of arm engagement so that your chest faces forward and then the left arm reaches out. Now, if you choose, you could slide that right hand down just a little further just to see how that feels in your body in our triangle pose. Good, and then come back up. Nice job. Whew. Bring the right leg forward. Shake it out. This is strong stuff. And this is a little preview of some of the standing poses if you chose to stand. And if you don't stand, you're just repeating the same thing we just did. In between sides, let's take a wide leg forward fold. So let your legs come a little bit wider if that's the way you like, forward fold. And you're just going to bring your hands to your thighs and maybe lean into your elbows. Some of you will choose to go further, reaching down towards your shins or the ground. I'm going to keep mine halfway because that feels best in my back. And once you're here, let yourself rest. Maybe the head hangs down. Maybe you let your body wiggle side to side. Good. Slowly make your way back up, placing your hands in your thighs. Come back up. All right. And we're going to come back from mountain pose with knees and toes facing forward. And you may have to shift yourself in your seat, but we're going to take that left foot off to the left. Again, warming up the hip by lifting the heel, going in and out, in and out. Sometimes we get these creaky joints. I know my hips sometimes get some issues, and so I have to do a little warm up. And then as we plant that left foot, you can stay this version with the right knee forward and the left leg to the side, or you can decide if you want to try and stretch out the right leg to the side. Now this, my hip on this side is being a little cranky, so I'm going to come back to here, okay? And you'll notice one side of your body could be different, and it's okay to adjust for that, okay? All right. One more time, we're pressing down into the three corners of our feet, big toe, pinky toe, heel. Bring the arms out to side, getting long and tall. Look to the left hand, turn the left palm up, and then the left side lifts while the left side goes down into our peaceful warrior. Back to warrior two. This time, left hand to the thigh or forearm to the thigh. as the right hand reaches up. You can always bring your hand to your shoulder if that's better for you. And then reversing that again. So inhale, back to reverse. Exhale, back to side angle. I don't remember if we did 2 or 3 on the other side. I can't remember. So if you want one more, you can, but I'm just going to come back to warrior 2. Yeah. I just forgot. And then just relax the arms. I know my arms got heavy after a little while. All right. Now, if your right leg is off to the side, bring it back so that the knee is facing forward, and then stretch out the left leg. I have my heel down, toe up, but that's not too important. You could have your foot more relaxed. Back of the left hand is on the inside of the left thigh. And you're going to press into it just enough so that you feel your arm working and your chest coming forward a little bit more. And as we come into this triangle, right arm could reach out. And you might decide you can slide that left hand down just a little bit more. Good. And you're just kind of reaching the shoulders out. Take a deep breath in here and exhale. And use your inhale to come back up. Relax your arms. Bring the leg back to center. Phew. Let's take a little break. Feel free to take a stretch, a forward bend, a water break. Forgot to check in. How's everybody feeling so far? Feeling okay? Okay. It's always okay to say this or this. It's okay, always okay. Because, you know, I don't exactly know what you need. And so you have to kind of decide whether you want to follow with what's happening here or not. All right. So the next option is you can stay right where you are sitting down, or you can make your way to standing. And if you're making your way to standing, just doing it mindfully, make sure your feet are in front of you and just come up. You walk around, or have your chair nearby, either to the side or behind you. In front of you, just so you have something to hold on to if you need it for balance. I'm going to place mine off to the side. One of the first things I like to do once I get up off the chair is just move the hips around. Move them side to side. Good. Move them in circles. So I call the side to side Marilyn Monroe, right? And then the circles Tom Jones. All right, circle one direction, circle the other direction. And know that if we play with this a little bit more, if you shift your weight to your right foot and then bend your left knee, you can move that left hip by itself. It's a little more like Elvis, right? Elvis the pelvis, one direction and then the other direction. Yeah, a little bit of balance here. And then shift your weight so that your weight's on your left foot, your right knee bends, and then we take the right hip around. Yeah, one direction and then the other. Kind of like, I don't know, blue suede shoes or something like that. All right, and then bring it down. Good, it's just good to get the hips moving. That's one place that kind of gets stuck. When we're sitting, we stay stuck in our hips, right? All right, and then just kick your feet so that the toes are facing forward. And just shoulders up, inhale, exhale, roll them back and down. And just feeling that rolling of the shoulders. First one direction, and then if you want to go the other way, you can. So back and up and forward. All right. And then making sure you have something to hold on as you need to. We're just going to lift the heels coming up onto the toes. And then bring the heels down and lift the toes. All right, one more time. Lift the heels. And then lift the toes. And if you would like to do it again, we're coming up, but lifting the chest, maybe looking up into a little back bend. One arm can come up. And then release down. And then the next time you come up, we take that same back bend and the other arm comes up. And then bring it back down. And if you're feeling really, really fancy today, maybe you can see if both arms come up when the heels come up. I don't know, my ankles are pretty wobbly today. And then bring it back down. Good. Holding onto the back of your chair, step back, Bigger steps, bend the knees, reach the hips back into your down dog. Noticing the low back, the whole back of the body. Notice how the belly and basically your core muscles have to kind of help hold you up here. Gently come out of the pose by looking forward and walking the feet forward. Good. That's one of my very favorite poses. All right, and as we come back to center, let's play with that warrior two again. So we're going to take legs wide, feet parallel. And can we possibly take the heels just a little wider than the toes? So we were talking about this. For anybody who has low back issues, this can be an interesting thing to try. If you try it and say, that doesn't feel good, you're just going to come back to the original feet position, okay? Just wanted to give it as an option. So from this inward rotation of our hips, we'll let the right foot turn to the right and then bend the right knee. All right, so the right knee is over the right ankle. The left heel is slightly out if that feels good in your body. And then we're just coming out into our warrior two. Good, so we're in warrior two. Let's add a little flow here. With an inhale, the leg straightens, the arms come up. With an exhale, the knee bends and the arms come back out to the side. Take two more. Inhale to reach up, straighten, and exhale back down. Good. One more. Beautiful, adding that flow. As you look to the right, turn your right palm up, and then lift up through that right side, left arm comes down. Back out to warrior two. Right hand to the right thigh, or forearm to the thigh. Left arm up or overhead into our side angle. Back to warrior two. Straighten that right leg, bring the right hand on the inside of the thigh. I'm going to rest my hand by bringing my left hand to my shoulder, but you can reach up if you want to. We're finding our triangle pose here. We're not going too far down. Just want to feel a side bend here. And then come back up. We're back in warrior two. Relax the arms, shake them out, turn your toes forward, wiggle out the hips. Phew, it's a little tiring, I know. All right, and you have an option here of just resting or hinging. Coming into a little bit of a forward fold, your hips are hinging, your back stays neutral. Well, it's okay if you let your head hang down, bring your hands to your thighs. Just enough to kind of stretch out that low back area. And then bring your hands back to your hips, come back up. All right, second side. So once again, starting with heels slightly wider than toes. And what we're doing is looking at the edges of the feet and see if they're parallel. You know, so again, check that because it can feel really strange if you're not used to that, okay? All right, and then we'll let the left toes turn to the left and then bend the left knee. Take a look, make sure the knee is over the ankle. Your right heel slightly wider, slightly out to the side. So feeling sturdy in our warrior two position, arms can reach out. Again, if your arms are getting tired, it's okay to be here, and that's fine. All right, and then taking the flow. So inhale, straighten the leg, reach up. Exhale back to warrior two. Two more, going at your own pace. Good. Looking at your left hand, turn the palm up, reach up through that left side, right hand comes down into our peaceful warrior, back out to warrior two. Left hand to the thigh, leaning to that left side. Maybe we bring the arm up, maybe we keep the hand on the shoulder, side angle. One more time, reverse into our peaceful warrior and over into our side angle. Good. Coming back to warrior two. Relax the arms, straighten the left leg, back of the left hand on the inside of the thigh. You don't have to go far, but you can choose to slide it down a little if you want to. we're just going into a little side bend. And then you can choose what you want to do with the right. Maybe you're holding onto your chair if you need the balance. Maybe you're reaching. Good. And then come back up. Whew. Relax the arms. Turn the toes forward. Heel toe the feet together. Phew. Take a little break. Maybe it feels good just to do a little march, move the feet around. It might feel good to even do a little swinging into a little twisting motion. Okay. Last set of poses we're going to do today is moving to the right side of your chair or making sure your left hand has something to hold on to. So it could be your wall, your desk, whatever's near you. And we're just first going to find the feet. Feel your toes, your heel of both feet. Notice if you feel more centered or if you feel a little more on the right or the left side. And try to make it equal. Big toe, pinky toe, heel. Lift your toes, spread them out, even if it's just mentally, and then bring your toes back down. As you shift your weight to your left foot, keep your focal point in front of you that does not moving. Bend the right knee, lift the right knee. Good. And then right arm. Like a flamingo. If you want to try and let go, you can. If you need to bring the right toes down, that's okay too. We're just testing our balance and seeing how that goes. Maybe the arms feel better out. I like that one better. And then bring it down. I think it's like called flamingo to do this one. All right. Before we go to the second side, feel free to take a forward bend or even a down dog again. Just something in between a transition. And then when you're ready for the other side, no hurry, just take your time. We come back to our mountain. So whatever we're doing, whenever we're working on balance, we want to think about the feet first. The feet are really connected and rooted into the earth. And then we shift weight into the right foot. We find something to focus on that doesn't move. As your weight shifts, you can bend the left knee, keep the toe down, or you can lift the left leg. And then adding the arm either up or out to the side. And then if you're feeling very steady and you want to try taking your arm away, you can just tap the hand away from the chair. Or go out to airplane wings. And then release. Was one side different than the other? Yeah, my right side is always happier or sturdier than the left side. Take a last pose that you need before you sit down, or if you're ready to sit down, have a seat. So if you need like a lower forward bend or anything, feel free. Otherwise, we're going back to seated. Yeah, down dog is always a favorite one of mine. So, one more water break. Giving the legs and hips just a little break. We'll move into the other parts of the body. Let's play around with the hands and the eyes. So notice that if you bring your right hand in front of you and then bring your thumb up, take your look at your thumb and notice how everything else is blurred. And then take a look at everything behind the thumb, and now the thumb becomes blurred. So if you look at your thumb and focus on it, it can change how everything else looks. So all we're going to do is open it up so that you go 1, 2 with your fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, opening each finger, and then return it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then release. Switch sides. Fist. Thumb first, take a look at your thumb. Focus on it. And then we're going to open out each finger. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then pinky in, ring finger in, middle. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to add to that. Okay. So I'm going to sit a little forward just because I know that I have a wall behind me, so I have to kind of limit it. So we're going to do right hand first. And then while we go 1, we're going to take the arm out to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then bring it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're still looking at the thumb. Left hand, look at your thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to add one more thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now bring that hand and reach your wrist back just a little more. You're going to feel a big stretch in the wrist here. Turn your head to the left. And then turn your head back to the right. Get your wrist back to straight and then come back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release. Second side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn your wrists so that your fingers are reaching away. Let your head turn to the right. Big, big stretch there. Then turn your head back to the left. Looking at your hand, wrist goes back to neutral. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake out the hands. Ooh, so that's called, I did special training for different kinds of chair yoga. And that one's called Arthritis Buster because you're moving your fingers, but it's also for the eyes too. And the last thing I'm going to do with that, bring both thumbs up, and you're going to continue to look forward. And then when you can't, so bring your thumbs out to the sides, and when you can't see your thumbs anymore, stop. So you're going to stop right at the edge of your peripheral vision, and then just take a look. That's your peripheral vision, okay? So for some of us, it's much narrower. Some of it, it's much wider. And that just means that you have, in order to see past that, you actually have to turn your head, all right? And then release down. Good job. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Doesn't matter which arm, just give yourself a hug. Rocking side to side. And then use your next inhale to open the arms wide again. And your next exhale to bring the other arm on top. If you don't remember, it's okay. And another hug. And then bring the arms out one more time. And then release. Good. So the last stretch I wanted to do for the legs is going to be a bit of a hamstring stretch. And so what we're going to do is just stretch the right leg out in front of us. I'll turn a little bit so that you can see me better. So you're taking your leg right in front of you, stretching it out, heel down, toe up, okay? Keep your hands on the left thigh. And then start to hinge forward until your body tells you to stop. So there's a pretty big stretch across the back of that right leg. And you may feel this a lot in your low back, so please stop when you need to. We're even drawing the belly in to protect the low back. So as you continue your breath, notice if your right hand reaches your knee, your shin, if you keep your back neutral. And then take a big inhale, keep the spine neutral. Exhale, let your spine round if you like that version better. Let your head hang down. You might find you can reach further down. Good. And then bringing your hands back to that left thigh, come back up, bring your right knee with you. Do a little kick out and in. And just as we did last time, we're going to just let the right ankle cross in front of the left in this wing. And those of you who can bring it to the thigh, go for that. It's not for everybody. So you can just find that wing position, letting that open up through the outer side, and you can do a little rock side to side. I find sometimes it's easy to hold on if your leg's not on your thigh by just grabbing your pants and just rocking side to side. Here comes Lulu. Lulu's joining in. Hi, Lulu. Lulu knows how to do down dog and up dog. Good. And then come back up, uncross the legs, stretch it out to the right. And we're just doing a big John Travolta, staying alive pose. Yeah. Saturday Night Fever. And then bring it down. All right. Second side, left ankle, left leg extends. Again, foot down, toe up. Pressing into the thigh to lengthen the spine with an inhale. And then with an exhale, we're just hinging. When does your body tell you to stop? Where does your body tell you to stop? So for some people, it's the back of the thigh, the knee, the calf, or even at the low back. So you take your time and discover what works for you. Let your low belly draw in to support the low back here. Let your left hand reach down to any part of the leg that it reaches. Take an inhale to keep the spine long. And an exhale, if you want to round, you can. Just pay really attention to whether that feels good in your body or not. Taking 1 or 2 more rounds of breath here. And to come back up, we're placing both hands on that left thigh and pressing ourselves back up. And we'll start to draw that left knee in with us again. And then just do that in and out movement. And then if you want to cross it, left ankle over right, shin or thigh. Depends on your body, okay? All right, wherever you've chosen to be, allow yourself to explore. Does it feel good to rock side to side? Does it feel good to lean forward? Come back to this version. So many things are wrapped up in this back area of our body. We call the low back, which is, our SI joint, our piriformis. We've got sciatic nerves. We've got so many things happening back there so that when we have back pain, it's kind of hard to pinpoint what that is. All we can do is try to take different shapes and see if it helps it. And then gently come back up, stretch out the left leg to the side. And then we'll take that John Travolta this way. Just getting long and wide and tall and just feeling your length of your body take up all the space you need to. And then release, bring the legs back. Good. Sitting all the way back in your chair. We'll move through a few hand movements here. So I'm going to play with a little bit of finger dexterity here. Let your thumb touch your index finger, then your middle pinky, ring, and then pinky, and then go reverse. And see if you can do it a little faster each time. What point do you lose that? I lost it already. It's kind of interesting to see how that works. All right. And then take your thumb across to the pinky pad. Wrap your fingers around. Give it a little squeeze. We're going to turn the palms to face each other and then tilt down as if you were pouring from a pitcher. It's a pretty big stretch right across here. I can only do it on one side effectively. And then bring the hands back up. And this time we're going to let the pinky come over to the thumb pad, this part here, and then back out. And then the ring finger, and back out, middle, good, and index. Nice. Stretch the fingers wide, make a fist, circle the wrists around with fists, and then go the other direction. And then spread the fingers wide, press forward. We're just going up and down. We use our hands for so much that really we need to pay attention to these wrists. Palms up and down. And then shake them out. Good job, everybody. Give yourself a moment to do any last pose that you want to do. So feel free to take that last forward fold or drink of water or, I don't know, side bend, anything that you'd like here. Twist, we didn't do a ton of twists today. And then you're just going to make your way to the back of your chair or wherever you're comfortable. So if you have a sofa or easy chair, anything nearby, you're welcome to go over there. And just simply let yourself settle into that chair. Finding comfort in your hands, your shoulders, your feet, your legs, your whole body. If it feels good to close your eyes, go ahead and do that. Giving you a little visualization here. Can you imagine yourself in a beautiful place? And can it be like your favorite place in the world? Maybe it's imaginary, or maybe it's someplace you've been before. And as you take yourself to that favorite place, use your visualization to notice what would be there. What kind of favorite things would you see? Which colors? Which objects? Would it be nature? Would it be, I don't know, just a room that you love the color of? And as you take yourself to that place, notice what you smell. Something beautiful, a flower, a certain scent that you like. Maybe you smell your favorite food cooking. Noticing your hearing, what do you hear? Some beautiful music, that your favorite kind of music. Or just even the sound of the breeze in the leaves. Ocean waves. Coming to taste and imagining the taste of a favorite treat. And then noticing the temperature in that favorite space, just the right temperature. Maybe there's a little breeze that makes it nice and comfortable. And as you find yourself settling into that space, you can give a little a name or a picture or color to how you feel. Finding some ease or joy, happiness. Maybe even just feeling relieved to be away from all the things that cause you stress. Sitting in that for just a bit, let everything melt away. And just simply hold on to that feeling. And I will bring you back in just a bit. Very gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Even as all of the visualization fades away, can you hold on to that sense of ease, that sense of joy or happiness that you found, if you did, in that guided meditation? And if you did find that, know that you can create that in your own mind simply by taking the time to go through that. Gently begin to find a little movement through your body, maybe the toes, the feet, or the hands and the fingers start to move around. The head rocks side to side. Take a big stretch if you'd like. Just rediscovering all the movement after that brief period of rest that we experienced. Gently opening the eyes. Take a deep breath through the nose and let it go with a big sigh. Letting go of all the things that you don't need to carry with you the rest of the day. And bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Taking a little bow just to thank all the good things. Be finding that gratitude for all the good things in life and sending that thanks out. For just being able to wake up each day. I thank you so much for your time. I enjoyed this time with you. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.